There is a phrase whispered often, in comment threads, in government speeches, in the soft tyranny of modern conversation. If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. This sentence, so seemingly simple, so smug in its moral clarity, reveals far more than it conceals. Let us unpack it. Let us dissect the logic, for it is not logic at all, but ideology disguised as common sense. To believe this phrase is to believe that surveillance exists to catch the guilty, to spot the deviant, to cleanse society of threat. But I would argue otherwise. Surveillance does not merely observe, produces, it trains, it disciplines, it constructs the obedient subject. Long before punishment is necessary, the modern citizen no longer requires a jailer. The gaze is enough. To be seen is to be shaped. And so, under the weight of this permanent visibility, you modify your behavior, you filter your words, you posture your values, not because you are guilty, but because you are watched. This is the true power of surveillance. Not to punish, but to preempt. Not to discover wrongdoing, but to prevent disobedience before it ever forms. You see, when one says, "I have nothing to hide," they are not declaring innocence. They are declaring submission. They have accepted the terms of inspection. They have volunteered themselves for scrutiny. And worse still, they celebrate it. They wear their transparency like a badge of virtue. But what is lost in this spectacle of openness? What becomes of privacy when it is mistaken for secrecy? What becomes of autonomy when it is interpreted as threat? What becomes of the individual when their silence is read as suspicious? We now live in a world where not showing your face, not sharing your location, not posting your opinion, marks you not as private but as deviant. The very act of withholding has become an act of resistance, and resistance in a disciplinary society is always watched more closely, and so we internalize the gaze. We perform under it. We curate our identities to fit the criteria of trustworthiness, relatability, productivity. We fear being misunderstood, because to be misunderstood is to be flagged. To be flagged is to be managed. To be managed is to be controlled. In this world, the most compliant are not the most moral. They are the most surveilled. And the most surveilled are often the most eager to repeat the lie. If you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear. No, the truth is, if you've got nothing to hide, it's because you've already been shaped not to have anything unapproved. Your soul streamlined, your deviation corrected, your thought aligned with the gaze that watches you. Closing thought. The question is no longer whether you are guilty. The question is whether you have been fully formatted to be read as innocent. And if not, are you prepared to pay the price of being unreadable? Question. What have you already given away? Not out of guilt, but out of fear of being misunderstood.